Okay, here is another installment of Music in a Nutshell from Braided Water. And today we're going to do a little bit of mandolin, and this is probably an intermediate level mandolin exercise or idea. We're going to talk a little bit about trilling. And trilling, when you take the pick and move it really quickly over the strings to give kind of a tremolo, and a trilling effect. And I'll just put a note, one of the things that's probably the most common about this conversation amongst different players is whether you anchor to the top of the instrument or not. And there are a lot of players who anchor to the top of the instrument with your picking hand, that being maybe planting a finger, one of your fingers, or maybe planting, I think more commonly it's a finger, but sometimes people might plant their wrist on the instrument so that it gives you more of a kind of a stable place to rock your hand as you're doing the picking. And then there are a lot of players who don't do that. For instance, Chris Thiele suggests that you don't anchor, and I was watching one of his instruction videos, and I worked on not anchoring for a long time, but it just somehow, to me, for my playing, seems to work better that I anchor a finger. So I will usually drop a pinky or my ring finger down, and then that gives me a pivot place. So you can see I've got my pinky like so, and then the pick, and then my other fingers are just off to the side there. The other important thing that that you don't really necessarily hold the pick like so, as much as you take the pick and drop it into the fleshy part of your finger about halfway up is a common place, but I think you can try different things and see whatever works. And then you bring this finger in, so the pick is going like so. Just trying to get my camera angle right here. And then this comes down. That way, the pick actually feels relatively loose in your hand, and you think you might drop it. But if you work on it and practice with that, you'll realize that it's actually in there pretty good. And it's good to have some looseness to it for trilling. And it kind of anchors back into this fleshy part of the upper part of your index finger. And then your thumb just comes down to kind of help hold it in place. And not that this is a plug for blue chip picks, but this, I've tried a lot of different mandolin picks. And this, surprise, surprise, Chris Thiele signature blue chip pick is an amazing pick. And a lot of people go back and forth about is it worth spending the extra money for, some of the expensive picks that are made out of a denser material? Really, they're all just, as I understand it, trying to mimic tortoise shell. And for me, they're worth it. They improve the sound in a way that I can hear, and they last a long time. I use a similar pick also for guitar. You just don't want to lose them because they're like 20 or 30 bucks. So anyway, enough chat about that. Let's get back to doing a little bit of trilling on the mandolin. So that just gives you a little flavor of something you can do on the mandolin. Once you have more picking figured out and figured out chords and things like that, this can be a really nice flavor to add, especially for fills in between chording or for slower, sweeter pieces. And some people do, and you can also get into trilling two strings at once also. All right. Have fun playing. If you like what you're seeing, hit that subscribe button below. I will be starting lessons in January if you're interested. And I also have a Facebook page, which may be where you're seeing this. And I will have a website up soon. All right. Thanks. Bye.